So you mean to tell me that my child made it through 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, to 12th grade, and supposed to be graduating. And somehow I didn't know, as the parent that should be monitoring said crotch fruit, that my child failed 22 classes from 9th grade to senior year. The school then says, hey, we're sending them back to freshman year. Why? Because your offspring is duncer than a box of rocks. I'm now upset. I'm befuddled, if you will, because I don't understand how my son is supposed to be graduating, but he got to go back to 9th grade. Mind you, most people are starting high school 13, maybe 14 years old. Still a child. I'm now outraged, brings it to the internet, that my child that is duncer than a box of pebble rocks gotta go from 12 to 9 because he done failed 22 classes and I never know. Not only that, I feel like he should still graduate. Okay.
Now listen, I saw this story came out in the week, so I was able to see a few of these. His GPA for the 4 years was like 0.4 or something like that.
But how did he make it all the way to 12th grade? And now they want to put him all the way back to 9th.
Because they pushed him along. And the crazy thing is that there's a couple different videos where they break down the subject.
And why was the mom not aware? Does she not have Power School access?
And it was like reading.
Parent-teacher conferences?
Right? And then he went to reading 2. And then he went to, and then you're like, yo, because you could see it as he went, the classes changed, and he's taking the second one of whatever the first class was. And then you're like, yo, this is what the third thing we're doing where the school fails the student. The student is, one was right here in Connecticut. I'm not sure if it was on that show, Toya, where the kid graduated and they still couldn't even write their name.
Oh, yeah. But I feel like there's some kind of neglect going on the mother's part too.
Yes. Oh,
because
definitely.
Why aren't you checking Power School? Why aren't you attending parent-teacher conferences?
Here's another thing. Don't mean to cut you off, but another thing that this video doesn't state: the kid was also late or absent 72 times or something.
Why wasn't DCF called? It's crazy what's happening. Certain places where I know of, the kid is absent a certain amount of days. It's protocol to file a DCF complaint just based off of absences. Otherwise, someone gets deemed as not doing their job.
Okay.
So I can't understand what happened. There's so many things that went wrong. So many things that could have prevented this from getting so far. Definitely neglect on the mama's part, though.
Yeah, 4 years and she didn't check her son's grade.
But she ain't known. Oh. And now she mad? Why? What were you doing?
I couldn't find a specific record.
But I'm pretty sure she ain't never went to a PTA meeting, never went to nothing.
Let me tell you this, I think that's neglect on her behalf.
On the mother?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me tell you. And I was going to go down a road, but I'm not going to go. I'm a teeter-tatty a little bit on it because most single mothers, they know their responsibility and they would check. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Most.
So let me push back, right? Because when you send your kids to school, right? Why are you sending them to school? To learn, right? So realistically, if you send your kids to school to learn, and they actually learn, they'll be able to advance and move on, right? Now, I know parents should be checking the work, but they should be learning in school too. So if the kid had a behavior problem, then the mom need to get involved. Because I didn't hear anything that saying, the kid was bad behavior. No, there was none of that. They just said the kid had to repeat. You know what I mean? There's a lot of stuff left out. I know they said he was late almost 300 times, late or absent within the 4 years. How many days are in a school year?
180.
180. So, God Damn.
That's out of 4 years
I
though.
know some kids
Yeah,
right
but
now that
still,
got. We're
if
not
it's
even there yet. We're
180,
not even at 180 days yet. Some kids absent 30, 40 days already. Yep. Easy.
I thought after 20, it's an automatic repeat. That's what it used to be when we was in school.
No, I don't think anymore.
Wow. So, can you blame the school system?
Not if they're not showing up.
I blame them for letting him get to 12. You so far, now you got to go all the way back to 9.
So,
But I
why not?
also say that the mother was extremely neglectful.
So I could say this, right? Let me tell you this what happened. So this is happening because of I gotta check the mandate, but Trump passed a mandate because it went back to Obama, not Obama. I think it was Bush, not Bush, Bill Clinton, one of them, with No Kids Left Behind.
Yeah.
So they were pushing people along, right? I know recently because even the school, like since Trump came in and he signed a mandate, I can't remember what it's called, where they're trying to boost education because the American education is a little bit down.
Mm-hmm.
And they're trying to uplift it. So now they're taking more accountability and not letting through, you know what I'm saying? If you're failing, you're failing. You get what I'm trying to say? So go ahead.
I see that. I was going to say, why not push him towards the GED?
Well, that's what I was thinking. If he
That would be a better alternative.
Exactly. That's would have been exactly.
At this point, you'd be like, listen, I done failed you. I'm gonna help you pass this GED.
That's gonna be embarrassing and shit. How old
Of
he
course.
is? Going back to 9th grade?
Of course. Well, it's embarrassing for everybody. Mom's got to be embarrassed as hell. But these are some of the parents that drop their kid off.
And there's other options too. There's online high school. Penn Foster, sit his ass at home.
I don't want to say that they think you got to double check the accreditation. Some of those people places.
It is accredited.
Okay.
I know someone that went through it.
But they don't hold the what you call it. Yeah, I agree with you. I know I'm not trying to discredit that particular one, but
just saying there's other options.
Right, there's other option because I know recently they busted a whole bunch of them for fake degrees. They weren't credited. So like they once they got busted, they came out and they had like doctors, lawyers, police chief.
But these are colleges and universities, right?
Yeah, they had all of them.
Just you definitely have to do your research and make sure they hold an accreditation.
They weren't real?
No, they weren't real. Like police chiefs and all of that, big like superintendents and stuff like that.
Nurses,
and they a whole bunch of them. But most of them already lived their life. So if you kick them out, they already had their pensions and stuff like that. But they were paying these thing mills to get these credentials, nurses, all of that. Because it was like P. They say it was like I can't remember the number. They say close to like $1 billion company signing fake degree. You go down to Florida for like 2-3 days. You pay your money.
White collar crime.
But on this one, did the school fail them? I don't. I know they were just passing them to get the numbers, but I think the mother has some accountability. But like you said, it falls on the child.
Like I got full experience to this when I lived in New Britain, and our son was at Roosevelt, Manoa Roosevelt, right? And that year, he had 1 D plus and 6 Fs, and they wanted to pass him to the next grade, and we kept him back.
So you guys had to have that say, not administration?
We had to go in and was like, there's no way we're sending him to the other class. They passed him to 8th grade because 200 and something other kids got passed, and we kept
it based on their cohorts. So it's a what you call it. It's even though he hasn't, what they're doing is that's the average. And I'm over speaking right now. I'm not saying that this is what happened, but I forgot the terminology, but it's based on the wave of the cohort of the class. So like I don't want to say in college they do that, they don't. But it's like based on the level of students that you have. So the grade might be an F, but amongst his peer, he probably had a C or B. You know what I'm saying? So it's like this. He probably is, and if you do the number right, they probably, and this is how America is you have the national average. So
Mhm.
when you think you go to school and you might be getting an A compared to who? What state are we talking about? Now you start stacking up these states, you're really at a D when you go to like California or a high like a high proficiency state where when you match up with these students, it's like, bro, you pretty much at an E. You're not even on the chart. But for your school and your education that they giving you, yeah, you got a good grade. Once you get amongst your peer and the high people, man, you probably like at an E or F.
Hey, I'm okay with that. As long as I'm able to whoop your ass next to me, we good.
Yeah. So that's what you say. It all depends on where you go to school.
Yeah.
And I definitely see that. It's like if you go, if you got money, send your kids to good school or put them in the best schools as possible, because that education helps. Being around peers and
these
other
schools charging crazy. The other day, this school was interested in my son to play basketball. I couldn't believe the figures they gave me per year. Take a guess.
for what we talking tuition,
Hmm?
high school or
High
college?
school,
They
private.
talking about 60, 70.
$85,000 a year.
You talking high school? Yeah, I can tell.
That's crazy.
No, because you know why?
They
I seen some of the kids. I know. Well, I should say I know some of the kids that went to private school.
Well, they
And
put
when they tell me
them
the
in
numbers, I'm like,
put them in directly with the league, like with players and people.
yeah, that's like
And-
boarding school stuff.
Yeah,
We were talking about this today, me and my son. Like, it's a shame because those people who ended up going to those schools don't have the natural talent. They're just paying their way through it, and then I don't think the teams always end up being the greatest.
Well, if it's sports, I can understand. But this is what you're paying for.
But the education, yeah, the ratio, I really love the ratio, like 1-4. I think he needs that more one-on-one
education,
individualized attention.
So they come out. I used to always laugh at stuff like that, but not all of them, because we always see the bad ones that pay and never succeed or whatever, and we always use that to justify. But what I noticed with the kids that went to a certain school, they come out with a different edge to the world. They come out. Yes, we come out being like, if you go to local city school, you come out being street smart. You come out knowing how to navigate the world. I think they come out with more of an edge. Prepare. I think some ways they're a little better off. You know what I'm saying? Because I've seen it with some of these people. They come out and they just get like these real good jobs. They just kind of locked in and be like, damn.
I think those kind of schools are for people that need them. Like I'm a product of a public school, and I had no problem after, but I had a lot of motivation and drive. For those students that need a little bit more whipping into shape, I think that's good for them.
Yeah, but most of those people I noticed that went to private schools, the level of education, and it was something different I could tell about them, how they approach people, how it's slightly different. I'm
They
not saying
train them. There's a lot more
exactly.
training with all kinds of things that public schools don't have time to do.
Exactly. So they come
Home
out
economics, these are courses they were forced to take back in the day that they've now taken out the regular public school curriculum.
Yeah.
How to manage your money, all that type of stuff.
that was so we could actually say this was a public school where this happened at. This ain't a private school, right?
that's a public school. If it was a private school, they would have been kicked him out because he's below the quota.
So the only question I'll have is, after your first year of failing, how could he return without the parent coming in and sitting down with them and saying, "Hey, your son failed his first year of high school"?
That's an inner city school. They don't care.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, how do you, as a principal, say, "Hey, I'm gonna pass this kid when he got zeros all across the board"?
You
Do you
can't put
think
it
it's
on the
the
principal.
principal, or is it superintendent, or somebody even higher?
Yeah, because you gotta. Hey, your son isn't doing good. We need you to come in for a conference. That never happened.
So you're all right. So let me explain this, right? You're basing it on your life, and So we're basing it on our life and how we would handle it, right?
So that's not normal for schools?
And hold on, let me break it down. I get you. Some inner city schools, right? Some inner city schools, you have these parents that don't care. So if you can't get the parents to school, and this is the norm.
Listen, we ain't talking about the parent. We're talking about the school.
True, but
Kid fails the whole first year. Not one teacher reaches out to the parent and says, "Hey."
Right. And you do have schools where it's the norm where the schools can't meet the parents. It doesn't mean that the parents not around. It's like, yo, that's just the culture.
You got some numbers you call, this number has been out of service.
Exactly.
Nobody.
So it's like this. At the end of the day, it's like, yo, it got schools like that where you can't get nobody in. You can't, even if the students do something bad, it's like ain't nobody coming.
You be in the nurse's office all damn day. All day. Sick as
they not coming.
Nope.
You know they're not coming. They drop the kid off and when school get out, walk home.
How many hours is it? 6 hours? How long is school open for?
7 hours.
Yeah.
7. Free babysitting for 7 hours.
Yep.
Pretty much.
And you get breakfast and lunch.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, some parents are not coming. They know their parents are not coming, and these teachers do know, and they do have stuff in place for that, and they can't do nothing. You know, they really can't do nothing. Their hands are tied. So
it really does to see that happen.
I don't think this kid should be going back to 9th grade. I think they should be getting him ready to take his GED.
He ain't half ready to take that shit though. If he can't pass,
or
he's gonna take a lot. He's gonna need a lot of remediation.
Or figure out what he's passionate
secondary school, like trade school,
and whatever he's passionate.
But to get into trade school, he's still gonna need GED.
Push him in that direction. I mean, he could be into something else. Kid could be a genius. He's still
gonna need the GED though.
In school.
I do agree with that, Toy. True.
Yeah.
Because they still gonna struggle in class with these. We see that, you know what I'm saying? We definitely see that where the kids, they feel just because they ain't making it in high school, they try to go to trade school. Man, you still
and they're only there because their parents are paying for it and they want them to do something.
Yeah.
The kid don't want it for themselves.
No. Whatever they passionate about, push them in that direction.
True. I do agree.
If they know what their passion is yet.
Right. But usually
it takes them a while sometimes.
Usually, like 12 just said, the parents are usually pushing them one way when the kid don't want to go that way, and they're just pushing hard, and they just the whole time.
Yeah.
So find out at that point, there's no sense to send them back to 9th grade. You're gonna be 25 in high school? My kid with no grown person in high school. Dude got 2 jobs.
Yeah, I think they got to evaluate. They said freshman, but how they evaluate it, he should have enough credits where he still graduate because it's based on that.
No, anyway. He don't have any credits.
You don't have any?
Dude, he got zeros going across.
I was on the books though. I was on the books.
Yo, and that's what I'm saying. Like, he didn't just fail 59, and they got a 60, so he got 3 C's and his GPA or whatever was 0.004 or some shit. Like I was watching some video with it. It was ridiculous. And I was like, this is crazy. Yeah. Dude missed almost 300 days of school. He was never there. You know what I'm saying?
Where was he going? Where was his mama?
And that's what I'm saying. Like, if you guys are both in the school system at some, y'all work within school. Like, if a kid flunks out the first year and then they sign him up to take number 2 for you the second year, how would you feel about that? Knowing he'd even pass 1. Because if you like the science teacher or whatever, you're probably teaching a different stuff as they move up. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden this kid's in your class, you can be like, yo, he ain't passed last year. Why is he here? Nobody gonna call a parent regular and says, hey, your son ain't doing that well in school. You need to come in. And then there's parent-teacher meeting where teachers are there, parents show up.
Yeah,
but
they fail.
Here's the thing. The thing is, the mother, for some reason, thought the kid was doing well because she was very surprised.
You won't. No, I push back on that. you wouldn't call your son. No, let me tell you this. No mother would get on damn camera and say the boy dumber than a box of rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
but
kind of value do you place on your son if you're
Exactly.
but she probably just saying that because she pissed off. Probably ain't
Trust me,
saying
even
that.
if I'm pissed off, I'm not demeaning my child.
Okay.
Why should she be pissed off and you ain't had no involvement?
Well,
Like,
we don't know that.
Why are you
We
surprised?
don't know that. We don't know that.
Because
The fact
it
that
was
she- okay.
4 years.
But
It
what
was
I'm
4
saying
years.
is, if she's saying he dumber than a bag of rocks or whatever, you think she tried and failed too? Is that
Yo,
possible?
what I was gonna say, I don't want to insult. I'll be yeah. When I was
Let's
watching
hear it,
Ariana,
Winston. Let's hear it.
Wherever they hear,
Come on with it.
is she educated herself? Because if you can't help them with the homework, because trust me, I got some. I made it through high school, you know, but that
Yeah,
doesn't mean
but-
some of these homework these kids coming home with I could do, even though I know how to do it.
But they're barely coming home with homework again compared to when I was in school and I look at what happened. I at the parent teacher conference the other day, I even said, "What is going on? Y'all don't give homework no more?" And she's like, "No, it's mostly classwork now." I think that mainly shifted after COVID. I don't know what's going on, but they don't.
They got different names for it. They got different names for it. So my kids do that. My kids do. My daughter, one of my daughter does that. They have in class work and they have to finish the rest
At
out
home.
of class.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, so I had to sit down with her. I'm like, yo, I keep asking you every goddamn day if you got homework, and
Yeah,
you keep
and
telling
they keep
me no.
saying, "No, I did it already. I did it already. I
Right.
did it already."
So it's like this. I was like, all right, so I got to change my slang. So I had to get into him like, all right, any missing or incomplete work you didn't finish from class? And she's like, oh yeah. I
Right.
guess, I got
yo, you talking like you writing code.
That's
yeah.
exactly how we have to go at it, for real.
Yeah. Yo, these kids are only answering what you ask them.
Yeah, and that
Like,
is
literally.
They don't have homework, and they don't probably even know what's homework. So it's like when you ask them, it's like no, they're going to say no.
The
But if
only
you
way I
say,
know if an assignment in class was not completed, Power School, big fat F. What happened?
oh yeah, I'll finish that tomorrow. He said we could finish it in class. I'm like, yo, man, I asked you if you have work. You said homework. They don't have homework.
So that's just unfinished classwork.
Exactly. It's
Right.
unfinished classwork. So yeah, different culture, different time. Yeah.
I
But
remember the days of having to bring them big old textbooks in my backpack, and they would write everything down on the board, and we had to write it on our agenda. This is what the homework is for today. Do
Yep.
do the odd numbers, 1 through 25.
yep.
Homework check first thing.
Yo, and
That-
back then you had no like internet where you could go recheck your homework. So if
Nope.
you ain't write that shit down properly, you get home and you start doing it. You get
Right.
the class, you did the wrong numbers. You pleaded with the
Right.
teacher, miss. I wrote this down. It's like you didn't pay attention. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Incomplete.
you had to call a friend, get cussed out because you ain't you had to get on the thing and it's after a certain time. Hey, can I speak to Andre? Let me get the answers for.
Yo, you remember when you had to call somebody's house and their mama picked up?
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yo,
Like,
them
young man,
days.
don't you know what time it is?
Yeah, I don't know if you know those days, Toya. It wasn't
Calling a girl and their
No-
mama pick up.
no cell phone. There was no cell phone. So you had to call
Right.
somebody.
Landline,
They call a landline.
You had to call a main line. Their mama
Mhm.
pick up at night.
So what you do? Just hang up?
She might have just. Oh hell no, that's
a
even
work
worse. Yeah,
They don't call her ID. Why not?
hell yeah, they had call ID,
Oh,
but she
okay.
might have just went to bed. And she been
So we're
working
not
all
that
day.
far back then.
And excuse me, Miss Gail, can I speak to Toya?
You know what time it is?
Miss Sharon Leon home? Him not there. I know where I call me from.
Tell that blasted boy to stop calling phones late at night time.
Grandma, boy, call me as soon as me fall asleep.
Yeah, man, that'd be the days. Or they call you just to see if like your friends were there. They just pick, hey, Leon there with you? You gotta think about it.
You got to think about how you
You gotta
answer that.
think about it.
They'd be like, yo, I'm on the phone. Yo, it's been a few times when we in the house playing video games, and then I hear Grandma saying, "Sheldon and Purcell here," and then I hear Jeff or somebody goes, "Nah, we ain't see him. They outside playing basketball, and we in the house." And then you try to jump through the fence to get to the house before she get home.
Yeah.
Oh, we was
That's how we was
chilling.
raised. Yeah, we was raised like that. We was raised like latchkey kids. Grandma used to call at a certain time. She'd go on break around 9. So we could run around. We were little kids. We were like 11, 12, around 13. So we already knew we could go play basketball. By the time the sun set, we run back to the house.
We're already playing basketball at Waverly.
Yeah, definitely right there, down there. And you come back and you answer the phone and you good until about 2, 3 o'clock.
Clockwork.
Yeah, she used to work that evening midnight shift. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, she'll call the same time every night around 9. One time she called at 8. It's like, yeah, we was just outside basketball playing. We had a court playing basketball, bro. She was
We
scared
don't
as
see
hell.
kids outside playing no more like that at all, unless it's on a basketball court in the summer. Yes, but I remember kids knocking on my door. You want to come outside and play double dodge?
Yeah, they don't even do that. Kids don't even do that no more.
Nah,
Yeah.
it's crazy, yo. Well, times change. Everybody gotta do their own thing. Every culture.
Yeah, now it's Roblox and Fortnite.
Roadblock.
Yeah, Roblox,
Roblox.
Fortnite,
Yeah.
all internet games, bro. All internet games. Yo, my kids be here. Everybody in their room, and they're on the same game plan.
Yep. That's how they interact. It's parallel play.
Yeah,
That's what when my son and his cousin get together, that's what they do. He brings his portable monitor over to my sister's house, and they both set up in the room just playing games.
I mean, I've played video games, so I know what that's like when you get your little character and you in that world.
Yeah,
I know what it's like to be in the Matrix, but they just don't communicate like we did
nah,
at all. Like I remember, punishment as a kid was you couldn't go outside.
That's a big punishment. That's like,
on a Saturday. Punishment on a Saturday is the worst.
Mm-hmm. Baseball at Waverly.
And it was like 20 to 25 kids in the neighborhood on a Saturday, and some friends always came over.
Yep.
You want punishment? Take that whooping twice. For real. For playing on a full Saturday, you probably left like 7:30, 8 in the morning. You got to come show up back at maybe noon, back to the park. About 3, 4 o'clock, you got to check in. Then your last rounds, you got to be home before it get dark.
Yep.
In the summer, you may be pushing 7:30ish.
Nah, we go to 8:30, 8:39 because the sun's still up.
Yeah, but you might have to, depending on the situation. But in the wintertime, 5,
3, 4 o'clock.
5, you in the house.
But yeah, that was a good trip down memory lane. So you're gonna land right there. So, Toya, what's your message to the world?
a message to the world today on what we discussed. Be careful what you're doing in public. You're being watched everywhere you go.
Mirror on the wall.
Yeah, I'm shocked people word to word that this been out for like more than 10 years.
Yeah,
that been out more than 10 years. Yeah,
I got a few of those things I watch.
As Brendan would say, freak little boys.
Whoa.
Yeah, because so if you look for me in closing, I get to see different culture. I want to see what they're doing in Brazil. I want to see what they're doing in Japan.
That's a good way to go about it.
Yeah. So it's like, and you get to see it. It's like Tahiti, wherever you want to go to, you can go and see what they're doing in this time. A lot of people live their whole life and they're like, oh, I want to know what it's like in Brazil, but yet they don't want to use technology to see it.
It's true. It's true.
I know technology exists. I can see Brazil if I want to. I could go see what they're doing, the music they're playing, how they're dressing. You know what I'm saying? I could go there and I could be part of it. I can see.
Do you remember when they had that glass on was it like in New York where you could look into?
It's a portal. It's called a portal.
Oh yeah, I remember you showed me that picture one time.
Where was that? In New York?
They got a couple around the world. it's a portal where it's on one end, it's like in New York, and the next one is like Germany or Berlin.
Mhm.
And you could communicate with the person in Berlin, and it's live. It's a big screen, and people go there. I remember the one that I see was the lady was showing her on the screen, so the people in Berlin got to see her. They're like, "Why would you do that?" But yeah, it's like
people come up to it and do weird stuff.
people come. It's like they can't see you after that. It's like people do whatever and just leave. But yeah, people just come up and like they start speaking a different language, or you just wave. They're speaking like whatever language, and you're speaking. There's no communication, but you can see people on the other side of the world. It's a nice connection, though. I like it.
Yeah, I follow a lot of those cameras during like hurricanes and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I tap into those and catch, if the feed is still up. Sometimes they lose power. But yeah, those are fun to watch. It's definitely good to check out the rest of the world, what's going on.
Yeah.
I like
even the little bars in the islands, like you it's like somebody said they got a party. You could go in and see the bar, like, oh man, the party was nice. I seen, you know what I'm saying? You see people that just walking, but yeah, it's cool. So
it's interesting, but it's also kind of like, whoa, definitely need to be mindful of how you're carrying yourself.
Yeah.
Hey, Toya, have you ever watched a movie called Enemy at the State with Will Smith and Gene Hackman? Check that movie out.
Okay.
And that state, yeah, that's the one when Will was trying to get away, and the government was using the cameras, the satellites, to track him, and you were seeing how many different devices they can activate to find you. That's literally around you all the time.
Yeah.
Including some of these televisions got cameras.
I mean, it's helpful. And a tragic passing, my son's aunt, they were able to find her body because of the technology within the phone.
Yeah, GPS, yeah.
She was missing for 2 weeks before they were able to track it down. But it was the phone technology that,
Yeah, how it pings off the tower. And that's the whole thing. That's what they be doing now. It's like, that's why they try to give everybody a phone, because now they're able to track your every movement. If you give everybody a phone, you could tell where everybody at all times.
Yeah, there's no such thing as being private anyways.
Yeah. You could get off the grid. You can get off the grid.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I mean, if you put your phone down and run away.
Not even more easy. Your phone, your credit card, everything that you use, they can track.
You have to just put it on.
Yeah.
You log into an account.
Good old cash. You got to get cash.
Everything
cash
money.
Run away.
Yeah. But even that, they could tell too. They could tell. Because what they do with cash is they match it up with your purchase. Your purchase and the cameras. So like when you go to Home Depot or
you got to get paid on marked bills.
So when you go into a store, the camera picks up your face, and they could record it with your cash payment, because that's what's going on with the missing lady.
Now, if I go in there like this,
boy, they'll be run up on you.
Make sure I cover my eyes.
Yeah, that's.
Hey, let me get all unmarked bills. I want 50s and 20s. Yes.
They can still track you. What's your closing thoughts, Fee?
My account number is 88. Yeah, give me the unmarked bills. Hey, listen, make sure y'all check us out Tuesdays and Thursdays, 9:00. We appreciate y'all coming hanging out with us tonight. And it's a crazy world out there. But
so
go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna touch on one of these topics. Okay, be careful with the breast milk, people. There's a 1% chance it can go bad. 1%, there's still a chance it can go bad. So if you're thinking about making creme brulee or something, and it's not something I suggest you should do. Or if you do, at least know where it came from. And if you can make a good one, let me know. Let me know down in the comments.
So when I said but, that's what I was going to say. I was like, nah, let me stop. Because I was going to say breast milk, but you recovered well. You recovered well. I was going to help you, but you got it. So what I would say is happy Easter, or coming up for everybody that celebrate Easter. And,
it's my favorite holiday.
There you go. There you go. You going to church? You got the dress and everything prepared for church?
I am not going to attempt that this Sunday. We went to church last Sunday, could barely find parking. I had to try 2 different churches, and I got lucky at the second one.
Yeah, Easter's the one day that you know they're gonna be a
I mean, if Palm Sunday was like
sellout.
that, what's Easter going to be like? So, at church they were suggesting you should go from Saturday night. Maybe I will. I don't know. But I have
you know what I like about Easter the most? Hiding and finding eggs. Egg hunt. That's my favorite part of Easter. I know it probably ain't got nothing to do with the religious part, but hey.
It's the family time, the moment, the bonding. I get you.
Yeah, it's like something I'll do just for kids, period.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I remember when we were kids and we used to go to Keeney Park egg hunt.
Yeah.
And the whole Keeney Park was eggs everywhere. And kids from all the neighborhoods showed up. It was amazing. I love those.
Yeah, when our kids were little in the family, that was one thing we all look forward. We stuffed them with money, candy, all kind of different stuff. Hide them and yeah.
And I've been to other families' egg hunts, and I was like, bro, they giving out cash. You know what I'm saying? You go to some, I'm talking $50, $100 in some of these.
What?
Yeah.
No, we put like singles in ours.
Yeah, they were out there living in the sticks. I'm not gonna say where, but yeah,
My brother does
egg hunts in other.
My V be doing that. My brother, he be doing that. He be putting $100 in there, called the golden egg. Probably put like 3 out there.
Yeah.
My son, in closing, he went on Amazon about 3 weeks ago and he purchased the eggs. He loved the Easter egg hunt so much. He purchased like 200 eggs and he's been trying to set up for Easter for the longest. But the thing that I had to take it away from him was as the eggs came, he took everything and dumped it out on the ground. He was ready to set up shop. He wanted to start going out and setting it up. So I had to kind of take it away from him.
So early?
Like 3 weeks ago. But yeah,
he's excited.
He's detail oriented. Yeah, he 8.
Oh.
So yeah, he asked me today, he's like, hey daddy, so that package, did you send it back? I was like, man, I don't know, man. Amazon bugging right now. But yeah, he bought like 200 eggs, just a plastic shell to stuff them with candy and stuff to put them out. So
but shouldn't he be involved in finding them? Why is he preparing it?
So he likes whatever he likes, he wants to recreate it.
Oh, okay.
So if he's into something, he wants to, like, if it's a favorite class he likes, he comes home, he recreates the class and goes through it. And
that speaks a lot. That speaks a lot about his passion going forward. Yeah, that's great. That's great.
So
inventor, some sort.
That's what they're saying, man. Driving me crazy, but we're gonna wrap that one there. All right, guys.
Night.